Gotta ask you before we get into this, both teams are 3 and 4. Who do you got this time?
I'm just going to kind of grab into thin air and say Sonus.
They are at a +1 game differential right now, so I don't think that's the bad bet. Of course, Galactic Gaming sitting at -2, so you are checking the technical favorite. Of course, to split the desk, we like to keep it entertaining here. We do not want anyone to go ahead and, you know, have an idea like we are going to agree on anything as a shot comes on net. So I'm going to have to take, of course, Galactic Gaming here, as Sonus is going to score one.
Yeah, they are. They're going to jump right out to this 1-0 lead, 10 seconds down. Also, big shout out to Ethos Esports and everyone out who's just watching their stream. Thank you very much for your rating party of 5. Appreciate having you here. I'll take your drink orders in a moment and come back to see what kind of food that you want. 10 seconds down, 1-0 lead here in favor of the quote-unquote favorite, Team Sonus.
Quote unquote, you are correct, because both teams are 3 and 4 as this gets boomed down the field. Here's Cohen, going to take a nice first touch. Look for a second, gets it through one, but Camo is going to be there to hit it away. Gets 100 boost as well, still on the ball. Early flip, looking for a double tap, not going to find it. That's dangerous in front of the net. And I don't think if you're a Galactic Gaming fan, that's the kind of back post rotation you want to see tripping.
No, Camo just looking at this one, sees a wide open net and just Tricky hoping for the best. I don't know, Tricky might have gotten that one through the net. I'm not 100% sure, but unfortunately, Think.exe just drives right into that one, tosses that one into their own net. That is a quick 2-0 lead. Now Tricky gonna try to make up for it, going the other way with a touch off the backboard. Down in front, here's Cohen! That one will go just a bit wide. Camo knocks it away, and now in transition the other way is boom, mark one.
And here we go again, Galactic Gaming on the back foot once again. It's a great touch by Cohen here, but nobody's really prepared for it. Think's going to take a dribble in the midfield, beat out one, take the low 50 versus Camo. This is going to be up Tricky. A little bit of an awkward jump, going to send this back over to the corner, and Peto is going to have a nice pair to hit this one away. Pressure continues though for Galactic Gaming. This is in front of the box. Camo going to dust everybody in the lobby to that ball. Get a friendly bounce off of the corner as well. Here is Cohen able to get a touch, but Peto able to get one around it, as here is Camo once again, and they're just playing pound the corner, keep the possession, see if we can get the defense to crack.
Quite the work is there, and that's Think going back, gets bumped off here by Peto. Cohen is going to flick this one high. Peto will get up off the back wall, 41 boost, and just dive in front of Tricky and just throw themselves down like a brick wall, makes a big save, flicks it over one, still has 0 boost and a dream, grabs 12, grabs another 12, flicks it on target, saved by Cohen. A great 50 back out at midfield. Now here comes Think, looking to go the other way. Peto with no touch. It's Think getting bumped off of the ball. Tricky comes in for an additional touch. This one settling down. A big boomer at midfield. Camo will take over. They'll drop it down. Tricky is on a pre-jump or a bump. I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but ultimately just hitting the ball as hard as they can. Absolute free play mode right now.
Big free play mode as Peto is able to get that one away. Another shot registered on net for Galactic Gaming. Unfortunately, not really able to find the back of the net yet. They do have more shots this game, but the quality of shot is severely lacking, as it's just a lot of pot shots from midfield. They're going to try to build some pressure here into the corner. Once again, here's Tricky. Going to get beat up by Scorpion. Over to Peto, who has a touch. Continuation down the pitch. Think is going to take the dribble, take it off over the side, going for that boost. Going to get beat out to the ball, however, as Think going to take a rocket of a shot, and Camo's going to get a save.
That is an absolute missile of a shot. A clutch save, though, to keep this one right at 2-0. Tricky and Think now combining for the pinch. It won't go quite on target. Great dunk will be dropped down. Owen turning, touching the air, flying. 9 boost, gets dunked. Now Tricky will settle down. They'll look to do the same thing. Camo comes in for the dunk as we approach the 2-minute mark. And that is a great job by Camo to stay on top of the ball. They sneak that one into the net.
I am just surprised that nobody threw out a calculator in the chat, because that double tap at 178-degree angle, like, pull out the protractors. Might have been a little bit luck just going for the 50, obviously able to push that one through. You love to see it, of course, if you're a Sonus fan. They're coming out hot right now, and the big difference again is the quality over quantity argument. Galactic Gaming out shooting Sonus currently. Their defense a little bit discombobulated, and they are paying the price for it heftily right now.
Another bounce shot on target. Think will get up to make that save. Peto works it in front of the net. Think will clear that one away. Now Cohen going the other way. It's Cohen versus the open net. Will they score? They will. First one on the board for Galactic Gaming.
And I mean, just a complete breakdown right here, and a great job of Galactic Gaming finding each other in the clearance game to be able to get pace on the ball down the field. Kind of catches Sonus out there, probably feeling a little bit comfortable with that 3-goal lead. I'm looking for them to tighten up their defense now as this ensuing kickoff comes. We're going to see Pato taking it versus Tricky. Pato's going to take the win, but Cohen is going to be there with a massive dunk and a lot of boost to the name. Can they get it through camo? No, it's going to be Pato down low, able to secure the save.
Cohen really wanted to get this one to within one. They don't quite do it, but now Think and Tricky both going to go up. This one is knocked down in front of Pato. Think just keeping that pressure on it. It's Cohen who's going to get the initial touch. Camo will knock it away from the corner. There's just over 80 seconds now left to go in this game. Think with the beat to the back wall. Here's Scorpion. The charge of Think on the dunk. They'll go in front of Camo. Have one good look right there. Pressure coming on big time here late in this game. Visionary from Galactic Gaming.
They're doing a great job of keeping the ball in, of course, the Team Sonus half, but it doesn't seem to matter. There's a flip reset coming out, going to be saved out by Tricky. Shot on net from Camo, going to be saved out by Cohen. Counterattack opportunity here, but Scorpion is at least going to try to get it back to a defender. Not going to find it. Tricky puts a rifle on net. With their powers combined between Scorpion and Pato, they're able to get the save. Something you definitely love to see, and that is a strong 50 and another one in front of the net, but Tricky's going to get back in time.
Wow, these 50s are just something else, and they keep just going perfectly right now for Team Sonus, somehow managing to keep Galactic Gaming out of the net. I haven't figured out quite how they've been able to do that up to this point, but hey, whatever works, I suppose. Cohen dropped this one down. A great 50 there on Pato by Tricky, who will boom it out of the corner back to midfield. A great passing play as Camo on target. Scorpion out in front of the net. All three players for Galactic Gaming get out in front of that one. They make the save back out to midfield. They've got 10 seconds to score 2 goals.
Yeah, and we're going to see if they can do it here. Well, that's the start, right? You got 10 seconds to score 2. Might as well get one on the board. This is great speed right here by Tricky. A better pass by Think just to kind of get around this one. I don't even know if they touched it. They didn't.
They didn't.
No, just enough to fake out the defense there. 2 on the front post. Both of them somehow find a way to get beat. Tricky gets on the board. We're going to be looking at a 1-goal game with 9 seconds to go.
This has certainly made things a lot more interesting. Here's the kickoff. Tricky's going to get the dunk. Time ticking down. Here's Cohen looking at a shot opportunity. They won't find it. Think will. Low bounce shot. Oh, hits a teammate. Pops it up into the air. Now Tricky down in the corner. Pato is there. They will clear this one long, and Team Sonus will just barely hang on to a Game 1 victory.
I was about to hit the turbo post that keeps it alive line, but unfortunately not going to work out for Galactic in Game 1. And honestly, that is genius by Galactic. That person in rotation that was under that ball realized that it was going to be a bounce shot. There's 0 seconds left and goes ahead, takes the ball, pops it back up, and gives their team a chance. Now, obviously, didn't really amount to much, but when you're putting 13 shots on the board, you got to feel good about your chances, especially with the possession that Galactic was able to build in Game 2. Fortunately for Sonus, they got 3 early. They kind of coasted to a victory in Game number 1.
Yeah, and 7 saves as well versus the 13 shots that came on target. They had 8 of their own. Galactic Gaming was able to save 6 of them. Somehow Team Sonus ended up with 3 goals. So figure out that caster math. Regardless, though, you said quantity over quantity to some extent. Yeah, defense, honestly, from both sides, pretty darn good. The shots they're accurate. I think that's really what we're getting out of at this point, is that it's not just you're getting credited for a shot when things are just being launched off the backboard or off the post or something like that. The shots are on target. They're forcing each other to make these saves. Both teams going to have to keep up that saving because we know both of them are going to shoot a lot and they're going to be quality.
Yeah, we've seen it so far, and I'm not going to be surprised to see Galactic kind of put on the pressure here. If they can win kickoff, I think they can continue that momentum into game number 2. Of course, we're going to see what happens on the ensuing kickoff. It's going to be Camo out to the side. Scorpion can't make a read. Cohen's going to get a win. This is going to be very dangerous right now for Sonus, but unfortunately the ball behind Tricky, who's now switched over to the Octane from the Fennec. Looking to probably get a little bit speedier, a little less boxy. We'll see how it works out as Think. Going to get a touch over to themselves. Going to get a dunk-alicious on top of. But Tricky and Cohen going to combine there to at least get that ball away. So Think has to make a save, and they're able to start off the first 30 seconds of this game number 2.
Dunked by Camo at midfield. Now Cohen goes over the top. They're in the air, reading this one off the backboard. It's going to be saved initially. That one on target, saved again by Camo. Tricky comes in, nestles that one inside of the far post. A couple great 50s there by Team Sonus. Were able to keep that one out for just long enough, but it just was not 100% there. Eventually, Tricky comes in, scores the goal. Galactic Gaming, their first lead of the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky to get the ball and yourself into defensive rotation out of that spot. It's one of those things to where, you know, you're kind of throwing bodies at it. You're hoping that you can get a touch. You do get one, but it still stays in front of the box because you have to pinch it off your own post. One of those things that you hate to see, of course, if you're a Sonus fan, but that's something you love to see. Just an easy counterattack goal here. Galactic Gaming's defense just gets caught sleeping.
Well, I mean, we knew for sure that we were going to see Team Sonus get an answer reasonably quickly here. They don't really take a whole lot of time off the clock to get this one back to even, and now they will look to find that second goal and get that lead here, potentially inside of the first minute. Scorpion winning that kickoff, reading it off the ceiling, however, is tricky. It drops down to Camo, pops it over one, gets demoed for the play. Fink is waiting on it, goes for the back pass. It's a little bit strong. Cohen down versus Scorpion. Now Scorpion versus the open net. Tricky will get out there just in time with 10 boosts left. They'll get it past Camo as well, but still cannot find a solid clear at the moment. And Team Sonus really starting to pin Galactic Gaming down. Finally, Cohen can boom this one out.
Yeah, it was a great flip reset attempt. Just not enough sauce on the shot as this is actually going to be in the midfield. Some bumps coming out as well. Tricky gets challenged by 2 to get that one away. The Scorpion gets credited with the saviors. Cohen looking for a teammate on the turn. Not going to find it. Off the wall to themselves. Going to get dunked out. But it's going to be once again. Galactic Gaming should be the first one to this ball. No, it's going to be Pato beating one out. Think is going to be low boost here. Not able to get much on that. Trying to fall back on this. Takes it from both their teammates, but they're able to at least get a dribble out. Wins a 50-50, and Cohen's going to continue this to the corner. Right now, bounce to the midfield. It's going to be Camo clearing that one away, and a lot of back and forth so far after those first 2 goals are scored. Tripping, not a lot of possession that we're seeing so far. A lot of midfield aggression. Is Scorpion going to get a dunk over the top to send Sonus up 2-1?
Yeah, this ball just absolutely died on the 50 between Pato and Think, and Cohen can't quite get there. Scorpion reads it perfectly. They get that second goal in. Now we are under 3 minutes left to play in this game. Sonus back in the lead, but Galactic Gaming was able to come from behind and get one close last game with only 10 seconds left on the clock. Very, very anxious to see the opportunities they get with an extra 2 minutes and 50 on the clock to make up 2 goals for the 10 seconds.
Yeah, Camo once again just the speed. Pato beating out another one on an air dribble, able to get this down in front, and Camo puts a rocket on net with perfect placement. Slots it in between 3 defenders. Count them, 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye, you're gone. Sonus up 3-1 right now as we get into this. Kickoff once again. Tricky going to take the win, but it's going to be right over to Scorpion, who accidentally centers this. Tries to pre-flip. This is going to be over the top of the double commit. It's not going to allow anybody to get this touch. And Pato with a phenomenal touch to continue this one downfield and buy some time for their team to get boost and get back on defense.
Tricky with the air dribble, run down a boost. Scorpion able to get in front of it. Now Camo to the left-hand side. Beats Think. This is the initial read. Gets in front. Cohen realizes, bangs it out. Pato grabs control with 60 boost. A great passing play right there. Goes for a bump. Doesn't find it. Now Think will go over the top of Scorpion, but Scorpion wins the dunk. Camo has to retreat. Cohen, a big boom down the left-hand side. Camo go back on that front post. They'll make a turn with 23 boost. No touch there. Gonna allow Camo a free touch to the right-hand side. Tricky will get in front of it. A double commit, but it's gonna work out at least for now. Cohen looks to take advantage. Dunked by Pato. And honestly, Visionary, at this point, it's the 50 game from both teams that has made this as close as it has been.
It certainly has been. Tripping. It's one of those things, again, where you see Galactic put on that pressure, but they're not really able to find much. And it's just because Pato is beating everybody and their mother to the ball currently. That's going to be a dangerous touch, rocketing off of the own post. But Pato beats another one in the aerial game, and I really think that's been the difference so far, is the aerial speed of Sonus, of course, going against Galactic Gaming, where they're just not able to win those midfield 50-50s. Again, Camo winning another one in the midfield, gets a shot registered on net, going to be hit away. Is Cohen going to get a center here? It's going to be Think. Scorpion's going to at least cut that one off, and we're seeing the speed continue to come out from Sonus, but that is not the opportunity that you want to see. Is Tricky, and somehow Camo gets a touch on this ball? Are you kidding me? The defense keeping Sonus alive right now through the pressure of Galactic Gaming.
That's what I like to call the LeBron James block. When you get that challenge from behind and just smacks it right off the backboard in front of your face. A great defensive play. Now here's some transition. Pato looking for that read off of the backboard. Cohen will be up to 50 it out. It's Camo at midfield. The dunk on Think towards the backboard. Will that one just sneak in? It does. Trinket will be there in the back in order to make that save. Bumped off of the play initially, but now Think will chase it down front for Peto. Great clear out to midfield. Cohen makes the turn, makes the strong clear to the backboard. 35 seconds left to go. Camo and the Sonus rotation starting to settle down just a bit. Now Think goes under one, saves the flip to the last second, and Think.exe does exactly that.
He needs to change his name not to Think, but to Imagine, because imagine hitting that over 2 defenders. Fakes out one, goes over the top of the other. My God, what a play by Think to turn this in to a 1-goal game again with 30 seconds to go. This looks a lot like the storyline that we saw in game number 1. Unfortunately, not able to find the double tap as Camo, so this is going to be a transitional opportunity. Think looking for a touch of their own. Peto's going to beat him out in the midfield. I feel like I've said that a million times so far in this cast as the clock ticks down. 11, 10, good demo in front. Scorpion with the goal line stop. Back over in front once again. Peto's going to somehow recover. Cohen trying to get this through Camo. It's in front of the box. It's in. The tie with 1 second left. Galactic Gaming finds life with almost no time remaining.
Cohen in the best possible place to make this play, and Camo tries to get the speed to clear it across their own goal line. It does not move fast enough. It is tied up here with 1 second left. We'll have a kickoff to see what ends up happening. Will we see overtime in this game, or will one team hold on to it? No. Overtime is what we are going to get, tied up 3-3 with a last second goal. Could not figure out how to get that one to work at the end of game number 1. They get it in game number 2, and a nice clear here by Peto back out to the midfield to give Sonus the first opportunity.
And the opportunity is going to go Orias. Cohen going to do a great job in the midfield and secure that midfield boost as well, so Peto doesn't have anything to continue with. Tricky's going to be late to this, though. You have to jump sooner. Camo comes falling out of the sky, or as Buzz Lightyear would say, falling with style to get this one over the top of Tricky.
So I've got to imagine that Tricky just flat out did not see that one coming and wasn't able to make the adjustment. I'm guessing if you go and you look at their camera, probably shielded by something, whether it's they were in ball cam or they're in car cam and looking the wrong direction, maybe the crossbar is in the way, but either way, that pre-jump by Camo seals the deal for Team Sonus here in game number 2. But Visionary, these have gotten a lot closer after the first maybe 2 minutes of game number 1. It looked like Sonus was just going to get blowouts constantly and everything was going to be fine. Galactic Gaming really making them work for it.
Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, really, because we're seeing defensive mistakes on both sides, right? So it's just kind of one of those things that who's going to beat the other. I have about $40, honestly, that Think was in ball cam and the ball was just completely shielding out where Camo was actually coming from, because to jump that late on a ball in front of your net, that's the only explanation, is you couldn't see the person that was coming to attack. Nobody called it out to them to get up, and it's just one of those unfortunate situations. Have to give a shout out to Peto, because man was a monster in the midfield, just absolutely dominating the aerial game in the midfield, really set up Sonus to be able to take that win. And again, it was a Peto clear that led to that pass that got Camo the ball in front. So 4 assists that game, assisting every single goal that happened.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You want to talk about monster in the midfield? Just talk about the aggression in passing and finding teammates and making those clutch plays at the moment that you need to make them. That's how you end up assisting every single goal for your team, because you know you don't have to be a solo highlight reel. You can hand it off to a teammate, or you can even just take a flat-out bad shot and a teammate will come and bail you out. That's exactly what happened there in that game for Peto. Now we've got another 2-0 situation to look at, Visionary, as we move on into game number 3, and it's Camo opening up the scoring for Team Sonus.
I was going to say, and after this dunk by Peto, once again, you're going to have another 1-0 situation in favor, of course, of Sonus. Just, again, the speed in the midfield challenges of Peto is just enabling this Sonus team to have offense essentially whenever they want. It seems like they can't lose a 50. They continue just putting pressure down the throat of Galactic Gaming, and Galactic has done a good job of fighting back late in games. But the sheer fact is, it's a lot easier to play Rocket League with a lead, and we have not seen Galactic Gaming do that once so far.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, we saw, what, maybe like 10 seconds of it or something like that. Really wasn't all that long that they've had it. Most of the time they have been playing from behind, but they're playing pretty darn good from behind at this point. A double tap missed there applying Cohen. Camo will take it out at midfield. Tricky will throw it to the backboard, but Scorpion will come in for the read. Here comes Think, tight angle. But the save there from Peto as they drive this one out of their own end. I mean, if I right now was Galactic Gaming, I really wouldn't be too upset, because you're playing these games awfully well. It's just a matter of finding, not making that one tiny little mistake is going to be the difference between losing the game by 1 and winning the game by 1.
It certainly is, and it's one of those things that I hate to say because it sounds so just backwards, right? Like looking good in a loss, but Galactic's done a real good job of getting pressure late in games and kind of ensuring that even if they can't get the win, that they can at least come back and have an opportunity at it, as Camo is going to get a decent clear here to put the thing back on the back heel. Not the best touch that they were looking for. Scorpion plays this over to the side. It's going to be Cohen in front, over to Think. They're working together to try to get these clears, but Pato once again going to win at 50, and this one bounces high in front of the net. This is going to be awkward for Tricky, who's able to get it over to the side. It's going to be a race to the ball, and Think's going to at least get it over to Cohen. Back to Think. The passing play going to be just wide, but it's one of those things again, Trippin, where it comes down to not making that defensive mistake, and so far Galactic hasn't really made it yet. It was a good goal scored, of course, by Sonus on a counterattack, so we have to see Galactic settle in, be able to build that offense like they're doing right now.
Rito going to get challenged in the corner here by Think, continuing this play out. No touch here from Cohen. Think comes in now. There's a demo in the net. There's a flick on target, and that's going to work out well for Galactic Gaming, giving them, as Visionary has coined it, the Trippin' Special. The demo right there by Cohen opens it up, a double come into the corner, and Think versus an open net. Think ends up winning that time.
Yeah, it's a great flick to just get enough height on the ball to basically render the defense useless. It's really hard to get reads on those. They're going to shoot it low and powerful, or they're going to shoot it high over the top. It's a 50-50 guess, and everybody on Sonus lost out to that one. We get to see a tie game. Once again, it's not like a surprise. We saw overtime in game number 2, even though this is a sweep situation right now for Team Sonus. These have been extremely close games. That's going to be a great low 50 over by Scorpion, trying to get the dribble. The double jump is undefeated, Trippin. If you have the ball in your hood and you just double jump at the net, you're going to score 90% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great overall play from Scorpion, beating the first and then just kind of baiting Tricky into a comfortable position by baking that one out. A solid 1v2 there from Scorpion to give Sonus the lead yet again as they continue their march towards this sweep. At halftime, in game number 3, Scorpion at 50 on the sidewall. Tricky has to let it go. It's going to be Pato to throw it towards the backboard. Fake has to make a read. It bounces out to the midfield. Counterattack opportunity here for Cohen. Did they get enough of that one? They did, but it found the post, and Think can't find the goal. A big miss there from Galactic Gaming, and now here comes a counter.
And the counter is cut off immediately by something as simple as a bump. You hate to see it, as nobody is going to be here. Pato's just going to sky this one towards the net. Think's going to cut that one off almost immediately. Awkward bounce off the ceiling. Camo actually can't make the read. Scorpion's going to get it, but Think gets a touch. Continuing the pressure over in the corner once again. Camo getting a touch off their own corner, not finding a teammate on that clear, so not much doing. This ball is going to stay in the Sonus half for half a minute now at this point, as Cohen's actually going to pick that one out. Leave it for Tricky. The big brain Galaxy plays coming out from right here from Cohen, and of course Tricky able to slot the goal.
Oh, what a great fake, and then Cohen just goes hunting for a bump, and the net ends up wide open. And a great job by Galactic Gaming to get back involved in this series. Nice 50-50. It's Cohen leaking this one out. A touch here by Scorpion. We've seen what they're able to do by themselves before. This time they're looking for Pato, and Pato can't find that. Here comes Camo. Rushes this one. Only finds the crossbar. Now Pato in front yet again. Tricky with some solid patience. Leaks out to midfield. Dunks Scorpion as well. Think gets absolutely yoked into the corner. It puts him in perfect position to make a pass. Here comes Cohen high above the net. Doesn't make the read. Camo lets it go. Very awkward right now from Team Sonus defensively, but they are able to get it clear to at least reset themselves for the next couple seconds.
At the end of the day, all that matters is they're able to get the clear, because Pato is going to continue winning 50-50s. Tricky's going to be at least able to get this one over to the side, but Cohen also playing the back wall, making this a bit awkward. Going to get a big booming clear finally. We're going to go back to the other side. It goes as Pato not able to get the touch coming down. Big bump, but Think was expecting somebody to make a touch there. Here's a shot on net. Scorpion in a perfect position to deal with that. Think trying to rocket another one on net. Are they going to be able to find it? No, it's the post and the crossbar with the denial. And Galactic Gaming should have had one there. They are kicking themselves over that missed opportunity. Another one goes off the post, Trippin. They're not able to buy a bucket currently.
And the second best defender in Rocket League is absolutely clapping right now. It's the post and the crossbar keeping this one out. It's going to be faked out here by Think. A big redirect here. And it's Pato finally getting repayment for as many times as they've dished out their teammates. Scorpion finds Pato at midfield, and Pato redirects at 78 miles per hour right into the back of the net.
That's how you counterattack. You can't really draw it up much better than that, Trippin. Have one leak out, trust your teammate to get the clear, and guess what? That is rocketed directly into the net. Cohen It's whifty in the midfield, a pretty large one at that. Everybody going to be boost starved after that one, as it's a big pinch coming up from Think to try to get this one away. Dunk over the top of Camo. It's an opportunity. Peto going to be one out. Has enough boost to get a second touch. Goes for the flip reset. Gets it under another. Uses the wave dash to try to get this on net, but the clock and the amount of time burn off is just beautiful, as Camo going to try to catch this. Going to be over the top once again. Peto with the touch. Gonna kill it. It's going to be, in fact, a sweep for Team Sonus, and Trippin is right once again. I am not surprised.
I mean, that one, though, I gotta say, like, that's a straight-up heartbreaker series, though. I mean, Galactic Gaming faces 3-2 losses in a sweep, one in overtime, where they get that last-second goal. This one, they were neck and neck, throwing punches back and forth the entire time. Galactic Gaming put everything that they possibly had into it. Got credited for 11 shots on target, 4 of them saved by Sonus, the rest of them just flat out off target. And unfortunately, the quantity argument does not work that time around.
Yeah, I mean, Sonus was so strong with counterattacks the entire series, though. They were able to come out, and whenever Galactic stepped a foot over their bounds, they got punished for it. So when you see Sonus go through and continue to play that counterattacking style and continue to be successful, you have to wonder how Galactic is going to adjust to that in the future, right? Because they were selling the farm on just about every offensive opportunity. You can see it in their shot totals, but you don't see it contributing to their goal totals.
Hey, you know, we can take an opportunity to ask Camo how they felt about that victory. Congratulations, Camo, on the sweep. Well done. But boy, did Galactic make you guys work for that one.
Yeah, it was close. They're a great team. Every game was like 1 or 2 goal game. It's really close.
It certainly was. Kind of how I was mentioning when you joined the call. Obviously, they were throwing the farm at everything. Were you guys kind of sitting back, waiting to play those clears to each other and possibly get those counterattacks? Because honestly, the first 2 games was kind of just Peto being a monster in the midfield and winning every challenge in the midfield, kind of setting you guys up. And then as they continued to push forward to try to stop that and get the third man up quicker, y'all seem to just kind of hermit down, protect the goal, and get phenomenal counterattacks. Was that the plan, or is that just kind of how the flow of the game dictated it?
I think we noticed in game 3 they kind of started to play very aggressive, and I think we got a few fortunate plays where they missed a few shots that they probably should have scored, but you know, it happens. I know we did make some really good like counterattacks as well, like you were saying, but it was more just kind of adjusting to what they were doing, and we were able to, you know, hunker down and get the win.
Smart play there, making the adjustment. I gotta know from you, Camo, since you were just on the field. Peto as a teammate, do you expect them to just win every single 50 every single time they're out there on the pitch and rack up assists like it's nobody's business? Or is that just kind of a convenient thing that happened today, and normally we see them with a couple more goals on the scoreboard?
Well, I play with Payne all the time. He's he likes. I mean, normally he's always hitting those shots too, but he was just, like you said, he was playing great, just getting good 50s in the midfield and controlling it and setting us up for easy goals. So, I like to say that he does it all the time, but you know, it just depends on the day. But he's a great player.
Well, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Any final words, of course, as this kind of series comes out to an end? You take a 3-0 sweep, definitely massive for you guys. Y'all are already +1, even though you were 3-4. So you go up to 4-4. You now have the +4 game differential. So things are starting to sit pretty for you on building your way back to that top 8 for the seeding purposes. Do you have any shout outs or any final thoughts that you can give us?
I just want to say thanks to Scorpion for subbing in today. Blake was not available. He's not at his house right now. But, thanks Scorpion, thanks Cookies, and thanks to everybody watching. And thanks to all the casters. You guys do a great job.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot, Camo, from Team Sonus, for coming in on the back of that victory. Glad to have you here in the booth with us to talk us through that one. Visionary, we've got 2 sweeps out of the way so far. We've got 1 more potentially left to go. Trash Esports taking on RBG Claw in just a couple of minutes. Anything else that we need to cover before we get ourselves into a moderately shorter break than last time?
Just moderately, but yeah, we have to give a shout out to Crop, of course, for coming in with the party of 4. Thanks for the raid, brother. We always appreciate it. Everybody in Crop's party, stick around. Unfortunately, it was a sweep, so we don't have any Rocket League action coming up immediately, but after the break, we're going to be bringing you the last matchup of the night, like Tripp and said, in between Trash Esports and RBG Claw. So stick around for that. We'll be back shortly. Shout out to Crop, of course, for coming in with the party of 4. Thanks for the raid, brother. We always appreciate it.